Kristin and this belatedly is the video for the number 280 of my Song a Day project. And the song that I'm doing is Energy by Keri Hilson. I wish I could rip out a page of my memory, cause I put too much energy in him and me. Can't wait to get through this phase, cause it's killing me. Too bad we can't rewrite our own history. Such a mystery when he's here with me. It's hard to believe I'm still lonely. Chances fading now, patience running out. This ain't how it's supposed to be. I'm having nightmares from sleeping with the enemy. How do we reverse the chemistry? I don't want us to be the enemy. This love is taking all of my energy. My energy, my energy. Taking all of my energy. My energy, my energy. Taking all of. Seems like only yesterday, not even gravity could keep your feet off the ground when you go to me. How can two be as one? We come so divided now. There's no use hiding from my misery. Such a mystery when he's here with me. It's hard to believe I'm still lonely. Chances fading now, patience running out. This ain't how it's supposed to be. I'm having nightmares from sleeping with the enemy. How do we reverse the chemistry? I don't want us to be the enemy. This love's taking all of my energy. My energy, my energy. Taking all of my energy. Now I can feel a change in me. And I can't afford to slip much further from the person I was meant to be. Oh, I'm not afraid to walk alone. Not giving up but moving on. Before it gets too deep, cause you're taking all of my energy. I'm having nightmares from sleeping with the enemy. How do we reverse the chemistry? I don't want us to be the enemy. And this love's taking all of my energy. My energy, my energy. Taking all of. I'm having nightmares from sleeping with the enemy. How can we reverse the chemistry? I don't want us to be the enemy. And this love's taking all of my energy. My energy, my energy. Taking all of. I'm having nightmares from sleeping with the enemy. How do we reverse the chemistry? I don't want us to be the enemy. This love is taking all of. I'm having nightmares from sleeping with the enemy. How do we reverse the chemistry? I don't want us to be the enemy. This love is taking all of my energy. My energy, my energy. Taking all of my energy. It's killing me. It's taking all of me. This love's taking all of my energy. That was my rendition of Energy by Keri Hilson. And unfortunately, right before I started recording, my ear clogged up. So even though I've been practicing earlier and should have it down, well, I don't know how good that sounded because my one ear is like basically useless at the moment. So I have such trouble with my ears, but which really isn't good for a singer. But anyway, I don't know how good that sounded. I felt like I was borderline screaming, especially with this camera mic that can't handle like loud stuff. But hopefully it didn't sound bad, and hopefully it didn't sound off. I was having a little trouble even when I could hear properly when I was practicing a little while ago, getting the tune right on certain parts. It's especially difficult because there's like multiple parts at once in the song. You know, like one of those things where it comes in over the end of the verse, and you know it's like multiple tracks, and you know the overlap makes it not sound weird when it's in like a totally different key. When you're doing it without music as one person, it sounds a little funky in the transition. Hopefully it was a relatively smooth transition there and not like a huge funky jump. Anyway, but that's a really good song, and it was on my list, one of the dwindling few remaining songs on the list that I had not yet gotten to. But I was almost thinking of doing Knocks You Down by her with, you know, Kanye and Neo instead for this video, and then maybe that one in the future. But I decided to go with this one. Knocks You Down is a good song too, you know. Sometimes love comes around and it knocks you down. Get back up and it knocks you down. Which is probably better known. But anyway, that song came after Energy. Energy was the first song I ever heard by Keri Hilson. I heard it quite a few years ago when it was popular. It was on music videos and stuff. And I liked it so much I put the CD on hold at the library. I remember I used to do that a lot. Before I was so germ fanatical. I'll still take DVDs out of the library. I'll make my dad like wash them first before I put them in the machine. I mean, you don't know what funky, scary, horrible stuff people get on those. But anyway, yeah, I always liked that song, you know, and I only knew like a little bit of the chorus. And I always thought it was taking over my energy, but it's taking all of my energy. Which makes a little more sense grammatically, I guess, but both work. Yeah, it's a really good song. I don't know if I did it justice. I mentioned it to my friend Steve recently, because he knows Knocks You Down, but I don't think he knows that one. But, of course, since it's from, like, you know, a few years or more ago, he would think it's old. But that's Steve. Anyway, though, yeah, it's a really good song, and one that I wanted to do, and it was a little difficult to get it down, and I was vacillating between just going with something else for this video, since I'm, like, on a really bad schedule and in a rush, because of homework, garbaggio, and stuff. I decided to go with this. It was a bit of a challenge to get the lyrics down, and like I said, the tune differences, but hopefully I did a decent job, and hopefully my ill-timed, instantaneous, partial deafness did not affect it negatively to a noticeable degree. But we will have to see. If it's that bad, I'll have to put another rendition up. I say that sometimes when I'm not sure how something sounded, but I've yet to actually put a second rendition of something up, but we shall see. Anyway, that's kind of a neat video. It's got a very female empowering vibe. She's like boxing and stuff, and she's very fit too. A lot of skimpy clothes. There's one thing that actually reminds me of the sheet thing from the Kylie Minogue video that I mentioned several videos ago when I did that song, which still isn't up. More and more backlogged. But anyway, yeah, so she does this boxing thing. She has like a million different hairdos in the video. She like always looks different. But which is the same thing in the other video that Knocks You Down. I don't know of any of her songs since then, but I think she's still making music. And she's a few years older than me. I looked her up online. Apparently she married quite young. She married in like 2002 when she was like 19 or 20. But anyway, very pretty girl, woman, whatever. And like I said, sort of a female empowering vibe in it, where she's boxing people, you know, including like the boyfriend who's like, you know, causing her so much trouble. She's like in the boxing ring, like, psh. There's also this really neat hand dancing sort of thing she does in the video, and I sort of emulated that movement a little bit when I was doing this. She was like, I'm having nightmares from sleeping with the enemy, and she does like this, and like all this like stuff, and like, you know, like this kind of stuff, and it's just very cool. I personally have always really liked doing hand gestures as part of my dancing, and you know, I'll do a lot of things. Like I used to do this thing like this, where I go like, and I just really have always liked that. Not like raving type thing, I can never really do that, but you know, just like, you can do really pretty movements with your hands to dance. I mean, even if you're not great on your feet, you know, you just can do these like, you know, fluid butterfly sort of gestures. And so in her video, she does a lot of really cool, like hand-arm dancing stuff, and so that's really neat to watch. And that, I think, is one of the most, that's one of the most entertaining things of the video for me. And I noticed in the video, she has the shiniest fingernails I've ever seen. Like, I have really cool silver nail polish that's like chrome-like, but I've never seen something that shiny. It looked like metal. And that was very strange. It's also strange because I was almost going to paint my nails silver like last night, so very strange. But anyway, just a few interesting observations. And like I said, many, many hairdos in that. She has this one blonde front thing that reminds me a little bit of Nene Leakes, but many different hairstyles, and it changes her look drastically, in my opinion. Always pretty, and very catchy song. Like I said, very difficult to sing, and somewhat difficult to learn, but hopefully it sounded okay. Hopefully it sounded good. Hopefully my ear thing did not cause it great detriment. But, and I tried to do a sporty sort of vibe with the outfit here. There was something I was going to wear that was actually more like what she wears visually, like tank toppy sort of dress that looked more athletic, but but I didn't want to wait for it to dry. So, and as I said, I'm on a really bad schedule, and I'm still at 2:34 in editing, so I really got to catch up on that. It's like insane. I mean, maybe when the classes wind down, I'll have more time to devote to it, but I don't want to just let it stagnate until then. I've really got to work to catch up as much as I'm able to, and I will do so. But anyway, and apparently I mentioned in my previous video that it looked like people unsubscribed, but the couple people I thought unsubscribed apparently did not, or one had computer issues, so I don't know what's going on. But I hope to gain viewership, not lose it, and I should keep on top of getting videos up so people do not lose interest and forget. Although if they're getting notification emails, that should help them not to forget. But then again, in a year's time, people change their emails. I generally give myself a new email address for every birthday with my age in it, but they don't always catch on. Like sometimes I use one for several years, but anyway, just another one of my weird little things. Anyway though, so hopefully people will keep spreading the word. I realized if I put my my channel link up on like my OkCupid profile and stuff, like places I have profiles out there on the internet, it could generate a lot more traffic to my project. So that is a good idea. You know, as long as nobody gets like creepy and stalkerish. Which hopefully is not the case. Which hopefully no one would. But anyway, so once again, that was my rendition of Energy by Keri Hilson. But anyway, so hopefully that sounded alright. It is a really catchy song. If you've not heard it, you know, the original version, you should check it out. Once again, that was my rendition of Energy by Keri Hilson for day 280 of my Song a Day project. As always, thanks for listening, and please check back often. I'm Kristin Starr. Peace!